Robert Neil Fleischer, a well-known author in Alien biography, said, and I quote, "Truth can come to liberate, but not the truth you were taught, where you always sought refuge. You only met lies since you were born. You were always among the good, although humanity was evil itself. Will that ever make some sense? None at all. Ideally, nothing." Unquote. Hi. See the result of program indoctrination of subjugation. Shri Rahulji said Modi has wasted India's 5 years and the subservient media goes to town with white publicity. Please have a look at China and India's GDP in 97 and 2017. You can see the difference between loot and growth. Poverty does not lead to corruption. Corruption leads to poverty. Hear what Mr. Anand Mahindra said.
First and foremost was a change in mindset. And to be honest, as a large company, I can tell you very clearly that corruption in New Delhi and at the top levels is virtually non-existent now. Virtually non-existent.
Country was in group of fragile 5 in April 14. Modi's upgrade of India's sovereign rating in 17 after a gap of 14 years is a telling statement of Modi's effort in under 3 years. This government introduced insolvency and bankruptcy code on May 16, 72 years after independence. Result? Rupees 2.55 lakh crore recovered from NPAs. Till yesterday, some more were defaulters. When their bluff was called, they quickly paid back rupees 1.1 lakh crore. See the multiple acts to stop income tax evasion. While discussing a PIL filed by Shakuni against insolvency court, Honorable Supreme Court on 25th Jan observed that India is no longer a defaulter's paradise. What was it till now? If someone were to challenge these income tax acts, the court would have said India is no longer a looter's heaven as well. Forget inside the country. The numerous attachments of properties in foreign shores in 3 years is a testament of the potency of foreign assets bill and intent of Modi. Few days ago in Liveman, Mr. Padmanabhan wrote, and I quote, that PNP fraud accused Nirav Modi is close to being extradited is a big endorsement that the rule of law is beginning to take root in India, unquote. What practice till now? Nirav Modi ran away. ED attached properties. Another Shakuni came out in Delhi court on March 18 against ED. All investigative agencies were looking for him, and here ED was asked to explain attachments. There are dime a dozen examples of this nature. Why this kind of travesty of justice? Can't the lawyer be told to get the accused to the court in the first place? Economic Times on 26 March said India will no more be a country for tax evaders as it enters a new Anulab through Project Insight, a tax tracker based on big data, one of Modi's targeted accomplishment. The system will pick up an individual's profile divergence from various parameters untapped so far. Tax evaders, beware. What the country didn't have or did not want to have since independence has now been done and dusted. Mind you, Modi extracted this output from the same system covered in my Rafale Untold story available in YouTube. 3 lakh shell companies deregistered, directors in trouble for money laundering, 2.25 lakh more companies in firing line, CBI, ED, IT behind them, suddenly the nation is scared. Who allowed these stinking mushrooms? There is much noise on the latest IT raids. Forget about money confiscated or data recovered in money trail. Wait for the real story to unravel. Quixotic fools of democracy abound to fool you, nothing else. One quick time travel to dying hours of UPA. A quote from Torah, Jewish holy book reads, and I quote, "My cup runneth over," unquote, meaning I have enough for my needs. But for UPA, cup perpetually runneth short. While South and North blocks were dusted for Chowkidar, amendment to gold import 80-20 scheme was pushed. Mr. Raghuram Rajan, then RBI governor, signed it on 21st May 14, 5 days before Chaiwala could sip his first chai in PM's office. CAG in 16 said the loss because of this one magical move was rupees 1.3 lakh crore. Newsclick labelled it as great Indian gold heist and puts the loss at rupees 2.65 lakh crores. Chowkidar, let Shri Rahulji continue to call him Chor. Cancel this RBI circular on 28 November 14 the moment he got to know of it. By CAG figures, that is saving of rupees 11.5 lakh crores in 55 months since, not considering 2.5 times higher estimates of NewsClick. The irony is, no outcry, no press conference, no TV debate by Congress or its stooges. Slave TV channels, media houses must have been in Thailand covering a secret rendezvous. Perfect demonstrators of fake democratic rights. Real reason for 80-20 amendment and kickbacks in coming session after my chat with Kalu Ram of MOD. Late Dr. Parrikar recorded rupees 20,600 crore in 16. Why UPA didn't buy more Rafales? I just wonder. Let's do some quick number crunching. Rupees 3.64 lakh crore recovered of NPA, 11.5 lakh crore saved in 80-20 scheme, 20,600 crore defense aid, 1,800 crore UB share sale, 53 crore through auction of paintings owned by Nirav Modi. That is rupees 15.35 lakh crore, about 20% more than a year's sum domestic product. Simply put, it is 6.2 years job in 5 years. Real figures these, not Nara and Narayan. And mind you, this is just a small spear. Amount still to be recovered of NPAs or the taxes and penalties on lakhs of crores attached is not considered. Milestones and records of ministries headed by Gadkari, Piyush Goyal, Dharmendra Pradhan, or the record-breaking defense deals concluded without brokers, spitting on the face of Rafale Bhajan aren't even counted. Jump from 14th to 6th, global economic position, not surprising at all. Gave Modi 7 more years. Here Mr. Anand Mahindra.
In 7 years. Right now from being 2.3 trillion economy to 4.6 at least, it's quite doable. That one of the things we've been poor in India, apart from income, is in aspirations. So I cheer on anyone who raises the bar and who makes stretch goals.
Have you heard any tribunal standing up to big business house and defaulters paradise? NCLAT has asked Ruyas to clear rupees 1.4 lakh crore to consider their bid for SR Steel. Remember, banks were running behind them. Suddenly they had rupees 53,000 crore to regain SR Steel. It is a fact. Modi has brought a paradigm shift in the economic landscape of this country. A statement endorsed by Honorable Supreme Court. How can Gandhari of Mahabharat, blindfolded as it is, in her blind love to her son and a sycophants at her feet, see this tectonic transposition? Let Shakunis keep fiddling their ties. This transformational change is not to the liking of pseudo-liberals and the sold-out or slave media. Hence, no exclusive coverage or TV debates. It's a given. You and me needn't have the same view. But can a rational thinker in you refuse to see this net laid out by Modi to catch the bloodsuckers of our nation? Consider this scary angle. If you elect a corrupt government now, mark my words, it will amend the above acts. Special word, however, in right places. We will be back to looters' paradises in heavens. Not guilty verdict will be on a platter thereafter. You heard surgical strike 2.0 as Sri Rahul Ji called it. Second Garibi Hatao baby promised 72 years after independence. Chances of electoral victory nil. Why not promise the moon? In election rallies it became surgical strike 10.2 plus. Robert Frost in his poem Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening has written, and I quote, "Woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep," unquote. With due respect to the soul of the great poet, my 2 paisa musings. Poverty is cruelty, dark and deep. I give promises for you to be, and miles to go, even for you to sleep, and miles to go, even for you to sleep. A better, stronger and corruption-free India, or Garibi Hatao India after 72 years. We will know on 23rd. Fyodor Dostoevsky, famous Russian philosopher in The Brothers Karamazov, said, and I quote, "Above all, don't lie to yourself. The man who lies to himself and listens to his own lie comes to a point that he cannot distinguish the truth within him or around him, and so loses all respect for himself and for others. And having no respect, he ceases to love," unquote. Couple of words about CBI versus CBI, my next session. It is a story the paid media will never show you. Sample this. Was Prime Minister Modi warned of a lone prowl of a wolf by raw chief? Did one caged parrot turn into a scheming wolf? Watch this channel for the story you haven't heard. Jai Hind. Khuda Hafiz.